Have you ever truly wondered why certain teams seem to resonate at an incredibly high performance level, effortlessly producing brilliant ideas with minimal struggle and frustration? We mistakenly search for the secret to innovation in rigid organizational structures or expensive high salaries, when the actual key lies in the emotional energy field that collectively envelops the entire team. The concept of high-frequency workplace teaches that maximum output is the direct result of positive emotional vibration that is intentionally planted and carefully maintained within the work environment you create. Neuroscience confirms that emotions are not just subjective feelings, but highly contagious neurological data that automatically reprogram the mood and cognitive output of everyone surrounding you. Teams operating at a high frequency, trust, joy, enthusiasm, are inherently more capable of deep collaboration and creating the necessary innovative solutions the market demands today. Mastering this specific frequency is the single most important leadership skill for building a culture driven by lasting synergy and pervasive creativity. What is the one single element scientifically proven by Google as the largest predictor of team success, rooted in the energy of profound trust? I will be revealing this crucial psychological foundation in the middle section of this video. I personally witnessed the dramatic failure of a technically highly competent team whose measurable output was reduced to zero because of a paralyzing work culture filled with fear and constant blame. My team members used to spend more cognitive energy protecting themselves from internal criticism than they ever spent solving real external problems crucial to the company's survival. I realized quickly that our greatest organizational struggle was never task complexity, but the fundamental crisis of psychological safety that disrupted all necessary cognitive processes required for genuine innovation. Perhaps you also recognize this dilemma, employing smart teams, but finding they are reluctant to share risky ideas because of a profound fear of being judged or reprimanded by peers. Applying the scientific knowledge of positive emotional contagion completely changed my entire perspective, teaching me that leaders must serve as energy anchors who consciously transmit stabilizing optimism. We will now explore exactly how neuroscience proves that the frequency of deep trust inevitably paves the way toward unlimited collective creativity. The primary conflict destroying organizations is fear, which functions as a cognitive killer, directly damaging the brain centers responsible for complex innovation and necessary risk-taking. When employees feel socially threatened, for example, afraid of public embarrassment or harsh criticism, their amygdala instantly takes over, triggering the fight-or-flight response that monopolizes all available resources. This physiological condition neurologically suppresses prefrontal cortex function, which is the precise area responsible for big-picture thinking, necessary divergent creativity, and advanced complex problem-solving. The low energy of fear forces the team to seek only the safest and fastest solutions available, never the most innovative or out-of-the-box solutions required by today's market. Research clearly shows that teams operating within a climate of fear exhibit extremely high internal entropy, prioritizing interpersonal friction over measurable organizational output. Eliminating pervasive fear is the fundamental prerequisite for successfully establishing a high-frequency work environment. This internal conflict is further exacerbated by the negative emotional contagion that spreads rapidly, consistently poisoning team cohesion by automatically transmitting low energy among members. Negative emotions, such as frustration, pervasive cynicism, and deep distrust, are transferred subliminally through vocal tone and subtle postural cues, creating a toxic group-effective climate that severely limits capability. When a negative mood becomes the organizational norm, the team loses its crucial ability to empathize, which is the key driver of creative and successful collaboration. Leaders who fail to intentionally manage their own mood inadvertently transmit this low energy, causing the entire team to collectively experience a measurable decline in sustained performance. Understanding this mirror neuron mechanism is vital. It clearly means the leader's emotion is an energy output that must be aggressively controlled as a major strategic asset. The single most fundamental element scientifically proven by Google's Project Aristotle as the largest predictor of ultimate team success is psychological safety. Psychological safety is the powerful collective belief shared by team members that the team environment is safe for essential interpersonal risk-taking, such as asking naive questions, sharing half-formed ideas, or openly admitting mistakes without fear of punishment. This is the undeniable frequency of trust that neurologically switches the brain away from self-defense and toward engaged curiosity and collaboration. Neuroscience shows that in a psychologically safe environment, the default mode network, DMN, that causes mind wandering becomes profoundly quiet, freeing up vast cognitive resources to focus entirely on dedicated innovation. Psychological safety is the essential hardware that must be perfectly installed in your organization before any creativity software can execute optimally and reliably. This solution works by successfully flooding the team with high-frequency neurochemicals, specifically dopamine and oxytocin, which actively create a safe and highly cohesive climate. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, is reliably released through interactions showing empathy, genuine care, and sincere support, which neurologically strengthens team trust and eliminates vulnerability. Dopamine, the reward hormone, is released following recognition and clear progress, which intrinsically motivates employees to continuously contribute innovative ideas. Team resonance naturally occurs when all members share the same positive mood, significantly amplifying the collective signal of impending success. The crucial ritual in energetic leadership is the regular and deliberate demonstration of leader empathy and vulnerability performed directly in front of the team. Leaders must openly admit their own past mistakes or ask questions that reveal their uncertainty, which neurologically deactivates the team's defensive mechanisms. This genuine vulnerability immediately triggers an oxytocin response, which actively builds trust far more quickly than empty promises or rigid corporate slogans. Feedback must be intentionally framed as support for growth, never as judgmental criticism, which protects the employee's vital dopamine reward system. Research proves that teams led through genuine vulnerability show significantly higher rates of emotional engagement and personal initiative. This daily leadership ritual successfully transforms the vibration of the meeting room from a place of judgment into a safe zone for rapid experimentation. Scientific evidence strongly supports that a positive emotional climate, high frequency, directly yields higher innovation performance across organizations globally. Studies consistently show that positive emotions successfully broaden the scope of thought, which cognitively enhances the team's ability to view persistent problems from multiple, innovative perspectives. High emotional engagement, high vibration levels, positively correlates with observable innovative behaviors, such as proactive initiative to improve flawed processes and generating out-of-the-box solutions. A climate focused on genuine support, necessary flexibility, and open knowledge sharing creates the fertile conditions necessary for risky new ideas to be openly shared without internal fear. Innovation is never purely a logical process. It is a direct output driven by emotional safety and abundant, available cognitive energy. The practical implementation of energetic leadership demands a radical shift in traditional feedback culture, moving away from reactive criticism toward exploratory questioning that guides the team toward solutions. Instead of declaring, "You made a major mistake," the leader must pivot to asking, "What did we collectively learn from this result? And what precise tests can we run next for a different outcome?" This specific questioning approach neurologically activates the prefrontal cortex, problem solving, instead of the amygdala, defense, consistently keeping the team's energy focused on constructive frequencies. A guilt-free debriefing ritual conducted immediately after failure is the most potent anti-entropy action, ensuring the team's energy is not trapped in unproductive regret. Treating every failure as highly valuable data, rather than a punishable offense, is the definitive key to establishing a pervasive culture of rapid experimentation. Successfully creating a high-frequency environment requires aligning cultural architecture with physical workplace space, ensuring that the entire system transmits cohesive signals. Office design must actively support informal collaboration, boosting oxytocin and impromptu idea sharing, rather than isolating individuals in rigid, sterile cubicles. If your company culture promises radical innovation, but your physical space promotes rigid hierarchy, this misaligned vibration will be instantly detected by employees, creating deep distrust. Leadership must guarantee that both technology, for example, collaboration tools, and explicit policies, for example, mandated rest periods, actively support the core vibration of transparency and high trust. Total coherence between the values you publicly speak and the values you functionally practice is what consistently generates the highest possible team energy resonance. In conclusion, the high-frequency workplace is a neuroscience-backed leadership model, confirming that the leader's vibration is the most potent strategic asset for achieving synergy and sustained innovation. The conflict between pervasive fear and high performance is definitively overcome by activating dopamine and oxytocin through intentional empathy and vulnerability rituals, successfully creating psychological safety. Scientific evidence confirms that a leader's positive vibration directly increases employee engagement and the team's ability to collaborate optimally and effectively. You are the vibration transmitter and the social engineer of your organization, holding the complete key to consciously shifting the team's collective frequency from damaging fear to productive creativity. Use this powerful vibrational science to transform your leadership from mere command execution into inspiring, profound psychological cohesion. Therefore, now is the decisive time to immediately initiate this frequency-raising protocol within your leadership style, starting today. Challenge yourself to perform a vulnerability check-in ritual tomorrow morning, openly admitting one small mistake you made last week to trigger the necessary team oxytocin release. Remember this core truth: innovation happens outside the comfort zone, but only within the protective boundaries of the psychological safety you intentionally create with genuine energy and authentic intent. If this powerful, high-frequency workplace guide has opened your eyes to your hidden potential, please show your deep commitment by immediately hitting the like button right now. Subscribe and widely share this essential video so that more leaders fully understand that the final secret to lasting organizational excellence is mastering the neuroscience of psychological safety in the workplace.